Look at this beauty there. Is it, it's like, got the same electronic fuel injection badge as my Aerostar does. Well, Colony wagon. White with a burgundy interior and a wood trim. That's a good color combination. Hopefully that's a good omen for what's to come today. Oh boy, I feel like my head just hit the pillow, and it's time to go start Fiat day one, which I've been waiting to do for, 2 years and change, 2.5 years. But of course, the day before I had this 500-mile trip to New Jersey, which of course I'll document for the great Janky AF. I got to rush to Janky House, my studio, and try to get all the parts that I've collected over the past couple weeks. Get bolts for a hand winch to try to secure to a trailer, and then cousin Scott's meeting us. We got to get the trailer, and then we got to go to the great garage to pick up the Fiat, winch it on the trailer, tie it down to the ratchet straps, get it up to the house, and then the project will really start in earnest. Now I don't have quite everything I wanted to in terms of some of the fluids and stuff, but this Janky AF, like, everything's moving so fast, and you're trying to do all this in the midst of another business you're running. So I'm not complaining. I'm so jazzed and psyched to work on the Fiat. But we'll get some coffee in my system, and then we'll blast off. And it's gonna be an exciting next couple of days. So stay tuned, Janky AF, to see hopefully, we never know, a slight resurrection of my 1982 Fiat X1 9. Janky Thanky. Right at the Janky town. So, I wanted to do more of an unboxing video on some of this stuff, but we have here all our, doesn't even look like much, but there's a lot of bits and bobbles and bolt-ons in there. New distributor, 4 new ignition coils, brake pads and rotors, brake master cylinder, slave cylinder, hopefully everything that's going to get our Fiat into, running, driving, stopping condition. At least initially, and then we can sort of tinker and fine tune from there if it's moving under its own power. But we're gonna haul this stuff into the Transit, and then be on our way. Oh, all right. I feel about 1,000 times better. I got some coffee in me. I put a new fresh T-shirt on, which I hadn't done in a while. Ironically, or not ironically, fittingly, a C7 Corvette Racing, one of my painting shirts that I have. So cars. Not to get too graphic, but after you haven't showered for a few days, sometimes you get some sort of buildup in certain areas in the nether region. So I took care of that, which has me feeling a lot more confident. And I had a chocolate donut, which is giving me a pretty good sugar buzz. So we're going to head over to the barn, step 1, pick up the trailer, meet up with cousin Scott. Already feeling way better. Hopefully I don't crash throughout today, we'll see. But here we go. You'll be okay. Just bring it out straight and slow. Yeah. Yeah. Steady as she goes. Backed it in nicely there. I'm saying you backed it in nicely.
No, she's gonna be able to back.
Oh shit, yeah. Crank it a little bit maybe. This way. That's probably fine, right? Alright, we got it unloaded. There's on the trailer. We're going to fill it up with gas, put some stable in it. I don't know what good that'll do, but at least the gas tank will be full, and hopefully that stable and maybe some gum out will make it clear it out a little bit. Pretty smooth operation loading it up. Here we go. Alright, we are off and rolling. Got some great comments from a lady who was filling up. I had to take a look at it. What year is it? 1982, first year of fuel injection. She goes, is it older than you? I say, yep, by a good 5 years. I cannot see shit right here. I'm getting an accident. And wished me well. So lots of friendly people out there that are supportive of the classic car projects. So here we go.
This is Big Janky coming to you live from an undisclosed location. We're just getting our locomotion and making some of the freshest things you ever heard out there. You ain't never heard nothing like this before. But that's because it ain't existed yet. This is all one world. This is all one people. This is all one fantastic little dream that we're all living in. So why don't we embrace it, stop fighting each other, and try to make something, make some ice cream, make some chocolate cake and eat it and just have a good old time, love one another. God damn it.
Ready when you are. Yep. Yep. All right, here we are. Welcome back to Janky AF. Very exciting day. Here it is in all its glory, the official Janky AF unveiling of the 1982 Fiat X1. It's a 5-speed. That happened, I think, around 1979, and it's fuel injected, which happened around 1981 or 82, depending on if it was a California car or not. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, X19 enthusiasts. It's all original. It was originally delivered to Hawaii, which is one of the reasons why I bought it. Just because I like that sort of provenance and whatnot. I just have a weird obsession with Hawaii. It's probably what you would consider a basket case. There's the great Scott. He's the expert who will be doing all the actual work and knowledge while I sweep the floors and pretend I know anything about cars.
I know good stuff, lots of stuff.
What can I tell you? I would open the hood for you, but I think the hood latch is broken, so we're going to have to get in there with a pair of needle nose pliers.
I don't have to.
Oh, actually, no, yeah, that one works. The trunk is the one that doesn't work. So you have a, looks dirtier than last time I saw it. I was out of mechanics for about a year. He said, we'll get it running, and then he didn't get it running, which I don't know if he really tried, to his credit, or demerit, depending on how you want to look at it. I think this engine was designed by a fella named Lambretti, who worked on a lot of Ferrari engines, and that's what I really like about it. That's the selling point. It has all the Italian theater. So this car was designed by Marcello Gandini, who famously designed the Lamborghini Miura and the Lamborghini Countach. Now I know there's some controversy about how much Giugiaro worked on some of those models as well. Giugiaro, obviously, also a world-class designer. So I call this like a $2,000 Picasso, because that's how much I paid for it. It's like getting a Pablo Picasso painting for $2,000. It's like the cheapest one you can get of the masters. And it really is just a stunning car to look at. These things are criminally underrated. There's one on Bring a Trailer right now with like less than a day to go, and it's beautiful condition, and it's like at $6,400. So like, they're slow. That's the thing. They're slow. They're small. They're slow. But I think that like if you compare this to like an MGB or a Triumph, TR6, I can't imagine those things are much faster. You're looking at a 0 to 60 time, something like 10 seconds, whatever. Like it's the theater, and from everything I've said, now I've had this car for over 2 years, never driven it, but everyone says they handle like just amazingly, and they were overbuilt
because of US crash regulations, so they can actually handle more power quite well. A lot of people swap Honda K20 engines of these, and they can handle it because they were, I mean, this car weighs 2,000 pounds. You'd think it would weigh a little bit less than that, but still obviously lightweight, and when you put more power into it, it can handle it. Oh, look at that, ladies and gentlemen. So that's a brief overview. We'll be talking about it more, but, you know, I bought it sight unseen off eBay. And the guy was like, Jerry, the great Jerry, goes, oh yeah, put some fresh fuel in it and, you know, a new battery and it'll fire right up. And here we are 2.5 years later, and now the clutch has dropped to the floor. It has brakes. It turns over, but we can't get it to run. We're thinking maybe a timing issue, maybe fuel injectors. So we bought a whole bunch of stuff from Midwest Bayless. If you know anything about Fiats, you know about Midwest Bayless in Columbus, Ohio. They're the greatest. They sent me all the parts I needed, I think. We'll see. I could talk about this car for days, but that's a brief overview. So we're going to walk you through our restoration process and just try to get it running. You know, that's the biggest thing. And from there, we can start to tinker. Now, it got garaged for the winter, thank God, but it has been stored inside. But now I'm already noticing the floorboards it's wet in there, which I think the target top's probably leaking because it pissed rain for the last 2 weeks. So there's your starting point. But it's a gorgeous car, and it's got, like I said, all the Italian theater to it. Obviously some rust issues. I don't know how, it's like every single body panel has one piece of rust in it. So it's like you can't even get, you know, if you wanted to paint this thing, and the rockers, you know, and these things are prone to rust, obviously. That's a big knock on Fiats, but all the shock towers look really, really good. It looks good under here. Someone put a set of headers on it, which is pretty funny. I don't know if you can see that in the dark, but they punched out this rear panel because they must have got sick of trying to bend them around there. And the thing is, I don't know how the heck this header is going to come out at this exhaust port, but it's going to be loud when we do get it running. But, you know, loud and slow, that's how I like my cars. And there you have, obviously, Bertone, a design firm, legendary, and Gandini, who did this car. I think they're just such an underrated car. You don't see them that much anymore. And even now in Brigade Trailer, their value is like a pristine one. I did just see one. There's one listed now at Bertone for like 38 grand, but I don't think they're gonna get that for. I think the highest one that ever sold was like 28, which was like, you know, super low mileage. But you can get a really nice one of these from like, you know, 7 to 10 grand. In like excellent condition, which is probably what I should have done, but because I'm janky, I bought like this, you know, ship box. But I love it. It's from Hawaii. It makes me smile. I love the provenance. How many of these were ever shipped to Hawaii? Who knows? So it definitely has the rarity thing going for it. It's got the really nice accent strip here. It's an AC delete car, so no air conditioning for weight savings, I guess. There you have it. So over these next couple of days, we're going to get it running. We'll document the whole process, and hopefully at the end we'll have a running Fiat X1 9. All right, Janky, do thank you.